Aloha, fellow humans. What's going on? It's Cassandra from evolvingknowledge.com, and I am no medical professional. I just consider myself a life experimentalist here to share things with you that I have learned along on my journey. And guys, I'm here with a message. This one is not actually one through my cards. I just have this one because I was sitting here doing my release, and I've spent the past few days speaking to multiple people about the energies of this new year and of the energies that we have going on. So I figured, why not share it with more people to have an understanding of this energy that we have going on and what we're going into. Okay, so if you guys do not know, I am a numerologist. You can actually contact me if you would like a numerology reading. You can go to theelevatedlifeexperience.com or evolvingknowledge.com, all the same thing. But so in numerology, we break numbers down to the smallest number that you could break it down to. So we just went into 2023. So two, adding the zero is obviously nothing. Still important, but in addition wise, it is nothing. So two plus the three. So that is 4 plus 3, which is 7. So we just went into a 7 year. And as with everything, guys, we're going into transition. Okay, there's a lot of energies that are going on, and going into 7 energy. 7 is very still, it's very connected, it's very pensive. And we just came out of a 6 energy, which was really high energy. So going from that and transitioning into this, and just with any type of transition in general, there is a lot of tiredness. Okay. We also just had a full moon just a few days ago, as of the day that I am recording this now. And mind you, this transition, the amount of time, it varies from person to person. Okay. It could be a couple days, it could be a couple weeks, it could be over a month, guys. Like really, it varies person to person, especially depending on how things are impacting you and what you're going on, what you got going on in your life in general. So as I said, we just left the 6th year, right? So 6 is a year of transformation, right? And if you will allow me to do just a brief breakdown up until the 7, we came out, so that it starts with the 1, right? We go in cycles of 9 because 9 is the highest number that you can break down to. Once you get to the 10, it's 1 plus 0, that brings you back to 1, right? Okay. So starting at the 1, it's the self, it's the I am, right? Then you move into the independence, and everything that has to deal with the I am. Then you move into the 2, which is the duality, everything that you can think of in the harmony of yin and yang balance. Okay. And the connection between one and another, systems between self and another person, self and self, like just connections, right? So you go from there being the 1 to now there being the 2. So then you come into the 3, which is the harmony of the 1 and the 2, right? So like mother, father, son, or mother, father, child, or again, right, taking which was the independent self and now the combination of the 2, you bring that together. We are in the 3rd dimension, right? Everything happens in 3D, in the 3rd. That's the physical realm. Creativity that comes from that. Then moving to that, then you go into the 4, which was 2020. Okay. Which is foundation, it's stability. Now, if you have a stability, if you have a foundation and the wind can knock down your building, well, clearly you don't have the right foundation. So what's going to happen with 4 is the wind's going to blow. Okay. So when the wind's blowing, if things knock down, then we end up needing to rebuild. Okay, which then leads into the 5, which is change. So now once you have your stability, once you have your foundation, then you are susceptible for change, right? Change can be rough, change can be difficult, but it opens up your options, right? It's a lot of freedom, but again, it can be very heavy. Change is a very heavy energy, because who likes change until after the change has happened and we've already adapted. That leads us then into the 6, which now you take the 6 where you adapt, and you transform yourself and your mind from these ideas that you've gained from from the 5, right? Now that you've gained all these options and these different points of view, and you've had your freedom, you were out there with all these different changes. Now, how are you taking that information in, right? How is that creating these different connections in your mind? Okay. And also how it plays out. So, like 6 years, 2022 was a really fun year. Okay. Like 2022 summer. Okay. I don't know if y'all caught it, but my 2022 summer was popping. Okay. I met a lot of people, high energy, nothing but love, a lot of harmony. People were really out, right? It was a lot of hustle and bustle, a lot of connecting energies and light, right? Because finally you got out of the pressure of the 4 and the 5, and now it's like, all right, we're ready to be out here. So that then leads into the 7, which is it's inward. Now we're taking all those things that we had from the energies of the 6 and we're implicating them within ourselves and absorbing, right? So now going into that absorption energy, we need to be still, right? We need to, because now it's the time of harmonizing mind, body, soul, and spirit. Now, mind you, this is just the number for the collective because it's 2023. Each person has their own personal year, so on and so forth, which is why a reading would be really good. But moving into this 7 energy, it's a lot of now going into the self, maybe picking up things within our routines that we had lost at some point in time, regaining our balance and allowing ourselves to really just kind of move with the embodiment of all of the transformations that we had been able to be receptive to, now to be them. Which is also kind of why, like, say this New Year's, from my personal perspective and people that I have met, it's been a lot of like, okay, no, like I just really wanted to chill in. I really didn't want to be around a lot of people, just like the people I really jammed with, like, like just a groovy, like not like a, but like a, if that makes sense, right? A lot of people did their New Year's at home or just kind of eased into the new year, and it's been really sleepy because again we're going into this where it's the adaptation, it's changing in from that 6 energy and we're shifting into the 7 energy, which is way more still. It's really kind of easing, right? Which is nice because then we go into the 8. The 8's going to be like gung-ho, like let's get it, let's go. So we're going to take this break for this year, but it's not really a break. It's a time to really gather ourselves. Okay, so now one of the things that I have been seeing for, a lot of things that I've seen online is people saying, oh, I'm leaving all the stress, I'm leaving the baggage in 2022. Really cute, okay? But the same thing that I say with everything is you can't just leave things like that. It doesn't work out that way. It sounds good, but you need to release. So that's another reason why, me personally, like I felt restless. I've had a lot of difficulty sleeping. My energy has just kind of been like solar flares, where it's like, like it has no stability to it. And many people that I've spoken to as well, in all different places of my life, are kind of going through this unsettled feeling as well. And definitely a lot of areas with sleep. I am not a sleep doctor, so I please, I really can't speak on that. But what I can say is that when there are energies that are ready to be released, it's gonna it's gonna keep on irritating us until they are let go. Okay, so for me personally, yeah, no, it's I actually even today had like a whole flare out. Like I don't flip out, but I broke my headphones. Like it was like, okay, I've got to start my process of release. I will also note out here that I am going to be planning a 2023 fast, which will be inclusive for people who are not necessarily open to actually doing a fast, but maybe open to doing different things to detox my body, soul, and spirit, or one of the other. Okay, so stay tuned for that. But so one of the ways that I release, so as you can see, like going into this year, I sat myself down and I literally wrote out all of the things that have been on my mind, bugging. Literally, as I sat down and started writing, everything just started coming to me. I mean, Like literally, I'm not gonna obviously show you. Do you all see this is front and back, right? Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, and that's it. So life was like, no. We've got a lot of stuff because we're now ready to be a new person. So we need to we need to make room for this energy. That old stuff, it's now conflicting with the new stuff. So now that's why we have this unsettling. So now writing it is just part one for me. So what I'm going to do is then I am going to do an egg cleanse simultaneously with it. So I'm going to read this out loud after I call in my ancestors and I make my prayer. And then I will read this and I will bless the egg. I will read it into the egg and then I will do an egg cleanse with my body. I will burn this, okay? Because if you have not seen before, writing and burning is a fantastic way to release energies from our mind, our emotions. When you feel it, you put it out there, all of it, whatever it is, and you burn it. You give it to whatever you call it. I say my ancestors, to the divine, however, and then it's released from you. You literally feel the weight of these emotions, these thoughts leave you. So now I'm going through that I'm going to go through with the egg cleanse, as I said. And then I'm going to come through and I'm going to cleanse my energy with my own personal energy work with myself. So, and I know many people have their own types of cleansing techniques. As I said, I missed the full moon. It is what it is, which is also a great period for release. So there are many different techniques that we can do to release things. Like you can speak it into water. Like I said, I just really like burning. One of the things I really actually like to do, and I like to do this almost on a day-to-day basis, is I will literally get down in the grass. Now, not everybody likes to do this, but first, just standing on the earth, not cement, standing on the earth, and just seeing the energy, whatever it is that you're thinking, seeing that go into your feet and into the earth. Okay, because just as the earth is going to grow, it grows plants from it creates life from the soil, right? That seed turns into a sprout, which then turns into whatever it's growing into. It's transformative energy. So when we push that energy of whatever it is that we're trying to heal into the earth, it's going to naturally transform that energy and send it back into us, which is why it's so important for us to stand on the earth. But now when I've had a really rough day, okay, I literally stand and I will sit in the grass like this, okay, and I will breathe and I will have my eyes closed, okay, and I will push my weight into my hands so that it's just really cleansing out. Your hands are connected to your heart chakra. Your feet are connected to your root chakra. Okay, now our heart chakra is constantly, not only is it our amplifier of how we manifest, but we're constantly transmuting energy and shifting energy throughout our heart chakra. Right now, you watching this and us interacting, our heart chakras are connected. Okay, when you speak with people, your heart chakra is connected. When you can feel something that somebody is feeling, when you're watching a movie and it makes you cry, your heart chakra is connected. Okay, so as you see, the heart chakra is constantly going through many different shifts, which is why, releasing that energy through the hands and then allowing it to go through your body, out your feet, is another great way to release. There is like infinite amounts of ways to release, guys, but these are just the techniques that I use, and these are what I am going to be using. Also, being in nature in general, which is what I will be doing tomorrow, will naturally cleanse you because it has positive ions. Okay, so I know this is definitely a way longer video, but I deemed it to be necessary to pass some information on to you guys for this new year that we have going on. It is going to be a very interesting year, and if you don't feel like socializing, it's okay. Follow that. Follow your intuition, okay? Because your intuition is going to be on point all year, okay? Connect with it. Follow it, okay? But otherwise, guys, I'm sending you my absolute unconditional love in this year. And I hope that whatever moment it is that you are feeling at this exact point in time, that you feel ready to get rid of all that you no longer need, and that you are ready to take on the new you that comes with this energy. Okay? Mahalo.